Mmm. Mmm. Now this is how you fry some chicken. This is how you fry some chicken. Mm. Hi cousins, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make the most crispy, delicious buttermilk fried chicken you've ever had in your life. So stay tuned and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you. For my ingredients, I'll be using all-purpose flour, peanut oil, cornstarch, buttermilk, yellow mustard. I have my seasonings here. For my seasonings, I have Italian seasoning, oregano, Cajun seasoning, garlic and herb seasoning, all purpose, and onion powder. I also have an onion here along with 2 jalapenos, and I will show y'all what I'm going to do with those in the videos. Trust the process. And for my chicken, I'll be using chicken drumsticks along with chicken thighs. I have my chicken right here, and right now we're going to rinse it and cut off any excess fat. I usually like to use a lime, but all I have is a lemon, so we'll have to make this work. And I really don't know what this does. I just see people do it, so. Now that the chicken is clean, it's time to season it up. I don't really have any measurements for the season. I just season until my ancestors tell me to stop. I'm going to add the remainder of my seasoning. This looks very well seasoned. So now that my chicken is seasoned, I'm going in with mustard as a binder. Now it's time to give that a nice mix as well. Now I'm going in with a half cup of pickle juice. And last but not least, 1 cup of buttermilk. Now let's give that a nice mix. I'm also going to add in 2 large eggs. Now that my chicken is fully seasoned and coated, I'm going to let it sit in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes. The longer the better. However, I'm pushing for time, so we have to make it do what it do. While the chicken is marinating, let's start on our flour mixture. I'm going to use 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/3 cup of cornstarch. I'm using the same exact seasonings that I used to season my chicken and adding it to the flour mixture. Now let's give it a nice whisk until fully combined. This is how your seasoning should look when combined. To fry my chicken, I'll be using a cast iron skillet. This is not mandatory. However, I do recommend a cast iron skillet when trying to perfect your fried chicken. Also, as y'all can see, my cast iron skillet done been through some things, but I tried to season it. I didn't do a really good job, but we are going to make this work. So for my oil, I'll be using peanut oil. However, you can also use vegetable oil. It's up to you. This is my opinion. I just feel like peanut oil gives it a more rich and finer taste, kind of like Chick-fil-A. Now it's time to let the oil heat up over high heat. I'm going to just put it in between actually, in between medium and high. I'm going to let it heat up until it reaches a smoke point of 350. While the oil is heating, we can go ahead and coat our chicken in the flour mixture. We want to make sure it gets an even coat and dust off any excess flour. Now I'm just repeating the process for each piece of chicken. Coat it to perfection. If you do not have a thermometer to check the temperature of your oil, you could just use a little flour. And if it does this, it's ready. I'm going to cook my fried chicken in batches because I don't want to overcrowd my cast iron skillet. We're going to let this fry for about 12 to 15 minutes until our chicken is fully cooked. While it's cooking, I'm just going to add a few sliced jalapenos to give it an extra kick and more flavor because why not? I'm also adding in a half onion. Whew. Look how good that looks. Once the chicken is fully cooked, you can let it cool on a paper towel or even you can let it cool on a cool rack. However, I don't have a cool rack, so I'm using the paper towel method. Now it's time to add in our last batch of chicken. The jalapeno once again for extra flavor. Now this is how you fry some chicken. Doesn't that look so delicious? I literally cannot wait to take a bite. My last batch of chicken is almost ready and this is chef's kiss. The jalapeno and the onion cooking in the oil gives it so much more flavor and just so delicious. My fried chicken is done and I'm ready to dig in. I promise this is the only fried chicken recipe that you need. It's super crispy, fried to perfection, and I promise you won't be disappointed. But let me know in the comments, do you prefer white or dark meat? Also, do you eat your fried chicken with jalapeno and hot sauce?